Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Astrology News Report, presenting an alternate view of world events as seen through the lens of Vedic astrology. I'm Ron Berger. Today is June 1st, 2025. In this report, we'll take a look at what's coming up in the zodiac for this month, June 2025. But before we begin, an important message. The weekly videos on this channel are available to people who donate to the channel. You are watching the once-a-month free public video. If you would like to have access to the upcoming month's weekly reports, stick around for the link at the end of this video to make your donation. Thanks. As the planet of rational thinking, Mercury rules over ideas and reasons. Mercury is the planet of communication, and therefore announcements and news reports, the media. With so much going on in the world these days, Mercury has become an extremely important significator. In the first week of June, Mercury will change signs, entering sidereal Gemini. In Vedic astrology, Mercury is the ruler, the owner of the sign Gemini. A planet in its own sign is strong both for what the planet and for what the sign represents. Mercury is communication. Gemini loves information. Mercury is speech and writing. Gemini likes talk and debate for its own sake. As soon as Mercury enters Gemini, it encounters Jupiter. The exact conjunction is on June 8th. Jupiter represents the energy of increase and expansion. Jupiter is optimistic. Here it is in Mercury's sign, the information junkie of the zodiac. So, with Mercury and Jupiter together in Gemini, the emphasis on media, news reports becomes even more intense. Combine the planet of expansion with Mercury, the planet of ideas, and we get big ideas. But since Gemini is clearly a thinking sign, these big ideas become mostly just fuel for more speculation. Mercury moves fairly swiftly, only spending a little more than 2 weeks in Gemini. On June 22nd, Mercury proceeds into the next sign, sidereal Cancer. Since Cancer is a water sign based in the emotions, this is an unfavorable placement for Mercury. Also, since Cancer is the sign that belongs to the ever-changing moon, this combination is unstable for Mercury. The planet of ideas and reasons, in a sign based more on emotions than cold objective analysis, becomes wobbly and unreliable. The media reports start changing almost on a daily basis, leading to more instability. Mercury is going to remain in Cancer an extra long time, over 2 months, because next month it will be going into a retrograde period, starting on July 17th. So, Mercury is going to be at a disadvantage for quite a while, starting in the last week of June. Another significant change in the zodiac happens in the first week of the month. Mars changes signs. After spending the last 2 months in sidereal Cancer, Mars will move to sidereal Leo on June 6th. This is a better placement for Mars. Mars is a fiery planet. Leo is one of the fire signs. In astrology, the fire element is all about action. Mars is the action planet, and Leo sees action as a way to deal with situations. Leo is also strategic, in other words, good at planning things out. The downside is that Leo also has confidence in its own luck, which tends to promote risk-taking. A good example of this is Donald Trump. He was born with Mars in Leo. This Mars transit will make Mr. Trump even more forceful and more combative than normal. Mars will not be alone in Leo. Ketu, the south node of the moon, in other words, one of the eclipse points, has also just recently entered Leo. The nodes move backwards through the zodiac compared to the rest of the planets. So we have these two, Mars and Ketu, advancing towards each other during June, and then continuing into July. Both Mars and Ketu are fiery in nature. In Vedic astrology, Ketu is the significator of past karma. So Ketu represents the unseen world, the non-material dimension. Ketu is unpredictable. Ketu represents change that you can't control, implying chaos. Put that together with Mars, planet of force and action, and we get a rather problematic astrological energy pattern with the potential for dramatic, even violent events. The exact conjunction will be on July 20th at 25 degrees sidereal Leo, but we'll certainly be seeing results before that date. An unusual, slow-moving planetary combination that has been developing for the past couple of months will become near exact this month. It's the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune, a once-in-35 years configuration known to cause a lot of problems. The last time was 1989, a very eventful year on a lot of levels. Saturn is the planet of established order. It's the planet, therefore, of stability and security. Neptune is the planet of dreams, the planet of the imagination. But when Neptune gets put under pressure, it veers off into negative expressions of suspicion, doubt, and confusion. The effect of Neptune on Saturn is not good, especially in Pisces, a sensitive sign with an inborn desire for safety. This planetary pattern will persist for several months during 2025. It forms a background pattern of uncertainty, of questioning the status quo, and ultimately of anxiety and paranoia. People will naturally try to compensate for this, and it's already happening. The uncertainty is prompting a contraction in the business cycle, and individuals are doing whatever they can to guard their resources. Okay, so there's a brief look at planetary patterns for June 2025, and here's a description of what's coming up in June's weekly videos. June 8th, the Mars transit in Leo, an analysis for each rising sign chart. June 15th, an update on what's happening in Donald Trump's chart. June 22nd, Jupiter, the planet of prosperity, in trouble during 2025. And June 29th will be a preview of planetary patterns for July 2025. You'll not want to miss out on all these great upcoming videos, so if you would like to have access to June's weekly reports, donate $20 by clicking on or touching the donation card you see at the end of this video, which will take you to the donation page. And if $20 for a month is too much for you, you can donate $10. The link to each week's report will be sent to you via your email. Here's the link. Just click or touch the card, which will take you to the donation page. And if the card does not appear or doesn't work, you can find the link in the comment section below. Thank you, and until next week.